Hello, Bert, and members of the Sartoretto clan, and friends of Tina who have gathered to remember her and celebrate her life. My name is Dave Mitchell, and I live in Waterloo. And I want to tell you a story about something that happened 50 years ago. In fact, it started on October 3rd of 1971, which is 50 years to the day this Sunday, October 3rd. I was in a musical duo with a friend of mine, Craig Hoddle. So we used our last names, Dave Mitchell and Craig Hoddle. We went out under the name Mitch and Hod. And our booking agent told us in September of 1971 that we would have a week-long gig at the Fraser Hotel in Cobalt starting on October 4th. So on October 3rd, the Sunday, we packed our equipment and ourselves in our purple Mitch and Hod van and made the long journey to Cobalt. By the way, prior to getting that booking, I didn't even know Cobalt existed. Nonetheless, did I know where it was, but I found it was north of North Bay, and I thought, okay, it's a long trip, but we'll get there. So we spent most of Sunday afternoon driving there and arrived about 8 o'clock in the evening. And the town was deserted, it seemed to be. It was a very cool October evening, but we were thankful that we had made the journey and we arrived at the Fraser Hotel. Our gig was not to start until the next night, the Monday night, but we were there and we were set and we knew that things would be ready to go the next evening. So on that first evening, the Monday night, people were very appreciative of our music and our musical ideas and that sort of thing. And on one of the breaks we took, somebody said, "Hey, Dave, you should meet Tina Sartoretto. She's a great singer." And I said, "I would love to meet her. Why don't you bring her in and introduce me?" So somebody did on one of the following nights, and I got to meet Tina, and we hit it off. We had wonderful discussions about the music she was interested in, the music I was interested in, and we just had a great time. And during the rest of that week, we went out for coffee a couple times and continued our discussions and talked more about music. It was very nice. And I told her that Craig and I were working on an album of original material. I was writing lyrics and Craig was writing music. And I said, "You know what? I will mail you some of these lyrics as I'm writing them." We were going to be moving on to some gigs for the Holiday Inn chain in the States, but I said, "Look, I'll send you some of these lyrics." So I mailed her some of the poetry that I had written for these songs we were composing. And Craig came up with a melody and was looking for lyrics for it. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm going to write about the experience of meeting Tina in Cobalt and developing a friendship and exchanging some ideas. So I put together the lyrics for a song called "In My Mind." And I'm going to play that for you as part of this video. And I sent the lyrics to her along with some other lyrics. And, well, we sort of lost touch, but a couple years later, she happened to be in Guelph, and she was there because she was part of a varsity team, I think from Laurentian, and she phoned me out of the blue. I was glad she did. Long story short, we got together for coffee in Guelph, and we had a wonderful time talking more about music and what was going on and that sort of thing. Well, then I became a high school math teacher and taught for 30 years, got married, we had 3 kids, my wife and I, and they're all grown up now, and time went on. Decades passed by. I'm retired from that math teaching job that I had, and you will remember that CBC featured the town of Cobalt in that series called Still Standing. And one night when that was on, I was in the back room playing some music, and my wife, Heather, called me out to the front room. She said, "Dave, you're not going to believe it. Cobalt is being featured on Still Standing." So I came running out and was enjoying watching the episode about Cobalt. And at one point, the host said, "And I met the mayor of Cobalt, Tina Sartoretto." And I thought, there can't be more than one Tina Sartoretto in Cobalt. It's got to be her. And of course it was. And subsequent to that, I found her on Facebook and was able to make contact. She got back to me. I had her phone number. I phoned her. We had a wonderful conversation. And it was just so nice to talk about some memories that we had. And she said, you know, I kept your lyrics all these years. I kept them. They're in with my things. So I knew that she had the lyrics to In My Mind, and I knew that she had a promotional picture that Craig and I used when we were the musical duo Mitch and Hod. And it touched me deeply that she had kept those things all these years. So I'd like to play you the song with the lyrics that I wrote about the experience of meeting Tina. I would also like to play you an amazing recording that I have that was done 50 years ago, one of the nights when we were performing in the Fraser Hotel. I had a reel-to-reel tape recorder, and I just pressed record and let it go. I'll just play you a small segment.
This is our first time in Cobalt. It's a Friday night, and there's a big crowd here, and all eyes are on Mitch and Hod, and we're doing Ruby. And these people are going to think we're terrible, Hod. They're going to think we're rotten. You and me, brother, in the town, we got the whole world in it. Let's rock and roll, what we could, what we know, Thank you very much.
A certain someone that's not long ago, a town so far from this, the one I know. That cool October morning in my mind still lingers with the passing time I found. A laugh we shared one Monday afternoon, those times I wish would come again and soon. A conversation last year's time was spent, some poetry returned with the letter sent. In my mind reflections finding, raveled thoughts and dreams unwinding. Though these be memories of things gone by, and wings of time still hurry as they fly, I often stop myself to think anew on these things which in my mind are you. In my mind reflections finding, raveled thoughts and dreams unwinding. Ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba.
So I want to tell you that I was deeply saddened to hear that Tina had passed away. However, I know that she had a very meaningful life with lots of friends, lots of social contacts, and that people really respected and appreciated the person that she was. want to extend condolences, but also the fact that I'm thankful that I had a chance to get to know her. Anyway, all the best as you celebrate Tina's life, and thanks for listening.
I often stop myself to think on these things which in my mind are you.
In my mind, reflections by